welcome to another video in our event management series, the event itself and things you can do to make your life better. We've assumed at this point that you've done all your preparation, that you've figured out your timing, that you figured out your scheduling, and that somehow you've managed to get to this point without driving everybody around you crazy. And that's great. Congratulations. I hope that's working out for you. But now we've come to the day of the event itself. And there are just some things that people just leave out because they figure, hey, what the heck? So I'm going to try and go over these kind of pet peeves as well as talking about the event. Now, these are my pet peeves. However, I will caution you that I've worked for and with thousands of people, old school and young hip kids. And the one thing I can tell you in all of it is that even though these sound like they're my pet peeves, actually a lot of people are thinking the same thing and may not always tell you about it. So, for you as the event coordinator, for your assistant manager, your stage manager, for members of your teams, let me give you some words of wisdom. Number one, and this is important, leave the dog at home. What I mean by that is it just drives people crazy to come and talk to you about an issue after they've either spent money to be a vendor, or you've asked them to perform, or you're giving them instructions to the press, or they're coming to you as an attendee, and you do not interact with them because you're too busy keeping track of your dog, your lizard, your parrot, your cat, your bat, your snake. It's not cool. It might be cool to 10% of the people, but it's not cool. It's never going to be cool. And the reason why is because for every person that thinks it's cool, 9 other people are waiting for you to get done playing with your lizard to talk to you, or getting done playing with your dog to talk to you. They did not come to an animal event. And if they did, then bring the animal. God bless you for it. But if you're at a Comic-Con, a festival, a music show, a Ren Fair, whatever it happens to be, leave your animal at home. We need you there, 100%. If there's a shooting, they need you. If there's a fire, they need you. If there's a problem and you're one vendor space short, they need you. Whatever it happens to be, they need your full attention. And if you're messing around with animals, it's not there. So, I don't care if you listen to me or not. I'm just trying to help you make your event better and help you communicate better. Leave your dog at home. Next thing I'd like to talk to you about, dress codes. I think the Pink Floyd t-shirt is really cool. If you're an event manager, I don't think it's cool. I think you need to dress the part. Should you wear slacks? No. Should you wear a dress? No. Dress nice. You're going to go to all this work to make money. People might come and look at your event without even telling you who they are. And somebody, higher up, maybe works for the Cow Palace or something like that, might actually be at your event because they're thinking about asking you to come work for them. And they may not want to see somebody that's slovenly dressed. So you can dress with the holes in the jeans. Just make sure the jeans are nice and the shoes match. Make sure the t-shirt doesn't have something vulgar on it. Dress for a percentage, not for a person. Dress to make everyone feel comfortable. Be clean and be ready to meet anybody. President, if you don't like him. Lowest form of life, 1-year-old kid, whatever it happens to be. Dress to meet everybody. Do not box yourself into this little box where only one person's going to come up to you and say, man, that's cool. That's great, and we appreciate it. But this is the one day of the year that you're actually there for everybody else but you. So when I go out in the field and I go to film people, I always wear a polo shirt. It's hot. And I'm like, oh, would I like to wear my B-52's crew shirt? Sure I would. It's cool, right? But the truth is I want to be able to walk up to somebody and interview them with a big old camera. And if I look like some, sandal wearing shorts with holes in it where they can see my underwear, if I'm wearing any, and a t-shirt that says, go F yourself, do you think I'm going to get an interview with everybody there? Probably not. Now, there are events where people are walking around naked, and I probably will get that interview at that event. But the real truth of the matter is that you need to dress nice. Look nice. Smell nice. If you can. It's hot out. I get it. Everybody gets it. We're all playing along. But try and look presentable. Try and think of yourself as, this could be my job interview. It's an amazing thing. And I'll tell you sidebar. I went to get hired for a job. And the guy said, how did you get here? And I said, drove. And he goes, you own your own car? My sister's car, my car. And I said, yeah, I own my own car. And he goes, let's go look at it. And I was like, what? He goes, let's go look at your car. And I said, okay. So he comes out and he looks at my truck. It's clean. There's no food wrappers on the floor. There's nothing shoved behind the seat. It doesn't have some, emblems on the back of it in the window or anything like that. It's just clean. It's clean. It's no dents. I washed it like a week before kind of thing. And he goes, this is really clean. How's it run? I said, great. And he goes, you curious about why I came out here? And I said, well, I was when you first asked, but not now. And he goes, why aren't you curious now? And I go, because I realized that you were going to see exactly how I was. So if he came and he saw a bunch of clothes wadded up at the bottom, a bunch of food wrappers, a bunch of stickers all over everything, 3 mismatched tires and a bunch of dents in my truck, what was he going to think? This guy's unorganized. He says, he came out here and looked at the truck. He goes, man, this is clean. And I go, well, yeah. And he goes, cool, come back inside. Yes, I got the job. I interviewed a guy and asked about a car one time, and he said, yeah, I got my own car. And I said, really, where is it? He goes, outside. And so we went walking outside, and there was a girl sitting in it. And I said, hi, how you doing? Who are you? And he goes, well, I'm his sister. And I go, oh. I said, so you're hanging out in his car? And she goes, no, this is my car. I said, oh, so how's he going to get to work every day? And he goes, well, I'm going to drive. And she goes, you are? And I went, So the dress is the same thing. The shirt is the same thing. The attitude of being ready and being presentable to meet anybody around the world is the same thing. You're there to show them that you're able to do the job, that you're willing to talk, and that you're properly prepared to do all this. And with that, I'll move on to my next 2 statements. Not judging. This is not the time for alcohol. I get having a shot. I really do. Go ahead. I can't stop you. And again, I'm not trying to judge, and I don't want you to turn off the video. I'd like you to hear me out. Little Johnny broke his arm. Remember? Little Johnny broke his arm in our earlier video. And your alcohol level is above being able to drive. Little Johnny needs you. So you want to have a little shot? I get it. Don't get drunk. If you get to the point where you can't make a decision because you're on alcohol, get out of the event management business. Get out of the stage management business. Just stop. Go do something else. Really. When the event's all over and everybody's gotten home, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, you got 3 or 4 beers laying around, you want to kick up the stereo, get trashed, go for it. I did. And I'm not saying I didn't get drunk at a few shows. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that you need to be prepared. So I'm just saying it's really not the time for alcohol. Next. Why are you going to hate me? Don't get high. I get being mellowed, little, maybe it's some function, out doing yoga or whatever, little togue, I get it. If you're a volunteer, okay, I get it. This is the events manager's problem. If you're the event manager or the event coordinator, you're part of the incident response team, picture this. Somebody gets hurt. Really bad. Maybe a vehicle crashes into something. Maybe it's the golf cart You're driving because the steering broke when it went into a crowd and hit a poor kid. Maybe at that particular moment, for the first time in your life, you're going to get drug tested because the mother's screaming bloody murder. I'm just saying, you should consider spending the day as sober as possible. And I don't all want to hear it, but sometimes it's the best thing to do. And it's really hard. Believe me, in the 80s it was really hard to not get high during all the performances. But, sometimes I had those jobs where, hey, nobody counted on me for anything. And they were still paying me. Yeah, I guess you could get high then. But when I had those jobs that required me to be 100%, required me to be a responder, required me to make split-second decisions, I was sober. And I'm just saying that you should consider that. Helpful hint for the event day, whether you're a coordinator or any member of the management team and you're still watching these videos because you are willing to, and I am always grateful for that. Speak slowly. Even if you've answered the same question 36 times, yes, the band will be on at 7 o'clock. Yes, the band will be on at 7 o'clock. Pretty soon what's going to happen, somebody's going to go, you're going to 7 o'clock, dude. You'd be mad at them because you've heard the question for 1,000 times. I don't care. Speak slowly. Treat each person that comes to you with any sort of question, no matter how stupid you think it is. Speak slowly. Speak calmly. Speak correctly. Try to use the same directions to make it easy on yourself. This is part of your job. You signed up for it. If you can't do it, again, don't do this job. As a security officer at a museum, which I was for 3 years, I can tell you that I heard the same questions over and over and over again. Where's the Thomas Hill? It's in Gallery 318. It's on the west wall. Okay. But I didn't say it's on the west wall in 318. No, I said, hi, how can I help you? Well, yeah, I can tell you where that is, or I can walk you down to it, but if you go down to that hallway over there and you turn right, you'll be in Gallery 318, and you'll find a picture all the way over on the west wall. Have a nice day. Speak slowly. Speak consistently. Try to use the same phrases, but try not to get aggravated that 1,000 people came and asked you the same question. Because even though you've been doing this con or this fair or this car show for 26 years in a row, they haven't. It might be their first visit, and you could be the difference in their lives. It might be a 14-year-old kid who's never seen a Cadillac before, certainly not an Eldorado convertible. And he's going, I heard there was one here. My dad used to have one when he was in high school. And you're like, oh my God, this is too much. But you say to him, I'll help you find that. I know exactly. That's down in 276. You just go down that row about 200 feet and turn right. And if the kid says, what's 200 feet? Go down about 45 cars and turn right. Thank you. And look at them. Make eye contact. And here's why. You know why? Some people can't hear too well. They don't speak right. They have issues of some kind. Maybe they're handicapped. So don't talk off to the side like this. Make eye contact. It's okay to point when you're giving directions. And don't wait until they're 20 feet away and say, geez, what an asshole. Just don't say it. They might hear you. The guy that sometimes pretends to have bad hearing actually has really good hearing. And he's just waiting for somebody to get mad at, and it could be you. So when you're communicating, speak slowly and pretend like they're the first time you've met them. It's going to be okay. Just think about how wonderful and fun the event is. It'll be just fine. Schedules. The day of the event. Want to screw up an event? Screw up your schedule. That's right. Hold to your schedule. Hold fast. Like it's a rope that you're hanging on for dear life. If you let go, you're going to fall into a chasm of fire-breathing wolves. Hold to that schedule. You have to try. Don't bounce it around. You've hired people. Listen to this. When you're at an event, it's a car show, schedule's not a big deal, right? Everybody's walking around, pretty much everybody's a volunteer. Maybe the cops come showing off their dog. You got a band playing. They only play for 40 minutes at a time. Who cares, right? That's fine. People wandering in and out. What if it's a rock concert and you have two bands? Okay, band A is supposed to go on at 7:30, finish by 8:40. Band B is supposed to go on at 9 o'clock, finish up by 11. You're supposed to be out of there by 12:30. That's the deal. Everybody gone. You got to hold to the schedule. If band B has a problem, got to help you. But if band A is late, I may have to sacrifice them. Backup plan. But hold to your schedule. Once you set things in motion, people will follow them. Come for the jousting at 1:30. What do they want to see? Jousting at 1:30. They don't want to see some mandolin guy playing when they're thinking the jousting's going to come on. So you have to be ready to axe or get rid of an act to hold to a schedule if something goes wrong. Maybe you have to cut somebody short. Maybe you have to give two people 30 minutes instead of an hour because your equipment failed or your personnel failed. Don't let other groups screw up other groups. Don't let the jousting people screw up the mandolin guy. Hold to the schedule. Everybody goes at their assigned times, or at least you try to, on all of your stages. People move around. If you've ever gone to a park, a theme park, where they've had whale shows or animal shows of any kind, or Cirque du Soleil, or whatever it happens to be, and people are looking around at different points, they're doing that because the program, you printed the program for a reason. Stick to it. Hold to your schedule. Don't give up. Don't give in. Okay? Your stage and your equipment must be ready to go. That's your job. That's your... It could be the reason for your whole event. But even if it's part of your event, think of it as your reason for being. You have all these things. You're trying to make them line up like dominoes, so when you push one, it hits the next one, hits the next one. When the whole thing's done, you look back and you go, man, that was cool. Man, that was way cool. Everything went like clockwork because I was on it. I've had those events thousands of times. They're great. But I've axed a few acts. I've told a few people, you were late. You're just late. Oh, I got hung up traffic. Couldn't leave earlier? Dude, I'm paying you. Or whatever it happens to be. You know, when I pay somebody to come paint my house at 9 o'clock in the morning, and it's 9:45 and they're not there, I'm pissed. Anybody who wants to make money is going to be there when? 8:45. If you're not 15 minutes early, you're 30 minutes late. You know, it's just an attitude. And as a stage manager, I can't stand it. I don't know how people put up with it. Hold to a schedule. It's not that hard. Remember, this video series is to help you. It's not to tell you. It's not exact. It's not concrete. It's not in stone. It's to give you things to think about. It's to make you look back at your events and go, man, I should have held to that schedule. He's right. You know, I gave that juggler 15 minutes and I knew I should have just told him, man, you're late. And I should have just gone with the next act, told the juggler to go out in front of the house and just juggle to get the crowd in. Move them. People who are late don't deserve your, how do I put this, consideration. And if you say, well, you know, the freeway was bad. Are they in LA? Because the freeway is bad every day there. You know? Maybe they left too late to get up into the mountains. They should have thought about that. If they cared enough, they'd leave early. You know? I'm always early. It's not that hard. I just factor in bad traffic, bad weather, having a cup of coffee before I get there, hanging out and talking to people, doing more interviews, taking more pictures, whatever it happens to be. Why can't they do that? Why can't you demand that? And people go, oh, that's unfair. No, it's not. It's not unfair. It's actually very fair. Because when you have consequences, people learn. And the consequences of being late is you're not performing. You get paid less. Whatever it happens to be, but hold to the schedule. Other people are depending on it. It could be thousands of people are depending on it. I guarantee you at a Comic-Con, the costume contest is starting at 8 o'clock. On time. It's not starting late. It isn't. There are too many kids lined up to show their costume. There's too many old guys up there lined up to show their costume. Too many chicks in costume. Too many people that are going to get mad if they're late. And they don't want to be late for the party at 10:30 because the costume contest was late at 8 o'clock. Hold to that schedule. Figure out a way to get around it. Cut somebody's time short. Move somebody around. Whatever you got to do to make sure a band goes off on time, you do it. And if that band can't go off on time, then get to the second band and make sure that they go off on time. And everything follows the schedule from there. Sacrifice what you have to, but hold to that schedule.